And after a series of unfortunate delays, we are back with Vampyr. So we're going to go back to Pembroke. We're going to go and clear out that last quest from there. I think there's only one more, but we're going to talk to what's-his-face for the new dialogue, and then continue the main quest. I suspect we're getting pretty close to the end game because we had two major boss fights, Mary and the last woman, in relatively quick succession, which tells me we're probably almost done with the game. That tends to be like the case for a lot of games. There's a lot front-loaded, and then after a while, it just kind of goes away. Let's see what's the best way. Up, down, and this way. Now, I did look up on the Wikipedia that there's a bunch of other hints you can get from people, but most of those are spy actions, which I don't want to just sit around and do nothing for. It makes a bad Let's Play to just sit there and wait for an event to trigger that you can't actively force. Nothing here. If I was playing it normally, I would just wait for the events and get them, but like I just can't wait for them to just decide to trigger on their own. Uh-oh.
Sorry, sir. No admittance.
Okay, he's there. Okay, I'm just gonna bonk him. Oh, well, that was fast. I was expecting more of a fight from him. Oh, they're all way underleveled. That was slightly more difficult than I wanted. That worked out relatively well. Got stuff. Go up here, loot him. And some stuff, not much. Oop, almost walked away from that. Glass vial, which are mostly for the things I don't use very much. Okay, continue on the way. Right, almost back to Pembroke. Here's Pembroke. Status healthy. Let's see. I think I haven't really done much with him yet. Since I'm here, this hopefully won't take very long. Should be around the corner. There he is.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
Personal questions. Pawnbroker.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic.
Oh,
Even
that's a little
unsafe.
judgy there, Jonathan.
Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
That phrasing is interesting.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
He's being slightly evasive, but I don't think he's a bad person, per se.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
You're
Why
talking
should
to
I?
one.
These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death.
I don't know if that's
and
like
the
an
death
actual
of others.
Indian belief, or it's
It's
just something
the
they're saying
pain
it is.
we have to tame, not death itself.
Yeah, you got a hint.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
That's nice of him.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Well, it's not like the dead are going to get back up
I
except
don't
for
think so,
Jonathan
sir.
and Mary.
Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Yeah, she found me all right.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
I think he sells medical supplies. Yes, some. Phosphorus. Tenon. Probably buying too much. I think that should be good. See.
Good evening.
Personal question.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
Not all of us.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Strange individual he is. He's hiding
Goodbye, Mr.
something,
Chidana.
but I don't think he's a bad person. So, let's see. Check in. We got one hint. Still missing two. Let's cut through the building. No, this is the main building. Never mind.
Words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me,
So we got about 9,000 XP. Go talk to what's his face? I can't remember his name. Weirdo. Swansea. Where'd you go? You have any dialogue.
what news, Jonathan? I've heard you've now joined the vampire elite of London.
Did Elizabeth tell you?
So it's Elizabeth now. My. Things are moving quickly. I turn my back for a moment and away you go.
I may have found the source of the contagion. Doris Fletcher, the actress. Thankfully, in the end, she was destroyed by fire.
Really? Oh, please, do tell me more.
Slightly morbid.
Doris was a heavily mutated skull. Almost a new breed entirely. It's as if the disease had completely altered her mind and body. Highly contagious.
As if the disease had taken control of her will?
Yes. Once a beautiful and brilliant woman, she became motivated by hate alone.
Oh, she was a beauty. I met her when she visited the hospital to cheer up the sick. Too bad the fire destroyed her. But it was probably for the best.
Have you heard of similar cases?
Strange
No,
phrasing.
I don't think so. Except, perhaps, it reminds me of an old report from the Brotherhood. Well, more an article, really.
What was it about?
The author, a friar, referred to a rare form of contagion in a skull he observed during the Black Death. The carrier was always female. They called them icors.
How's the situation at the Pembroke?
We're still holding out. Question is, for how long? What we really need is hope, Jonathan. Hope for a better tomorrow.
Have you seen Lady Ashbury recently?
Yes, she popped in yesterday. Told me about your new friends in the West End.
Just a courtesy visit, then?
Yes. And no. She was en route to the docks, I think. Following a lead concerning your maker.
I'll come back later. Thank you, Edgar.
Always a pleasure to see you, my friend.
That is that. We have a name for them now. But I have a feeling whatever caused the initial infection wasn't them.
Disgust on every streak.
Let's see. Do I have terribly many more hints for people? Strickland. I haven't done any for these guys. This says these guys have a quest. I haven't done any for these two. They're done. They're. I think a lot of these are spy actions, which I just can't sit around and wait for. So going south. Hopefully get. Probably won't be terribly much XP for doing it, but it'll get it out of the way. Okay, we're in a combat zone now. Straight ahead. That was a decent region. Okay, they're fighting there. Folded letter, my dear mother. When you find this letter, I'll be gone. I want you to know that I don't leave because of you. I leave this world because the crushing weight that existence puts upon me. These times are too much for me. Sometimes I feel like Baldier's verses have been written as an echo from my own heart. When the low, heavy sky were like a lid upon the spirit aching for the light, and all wide horizons line is hid by a black day sadder than any night. It is beautiful as painful, mother. I can't suffer anymore. I don't want you to try and convince me. It would one day only delay the inevitable, for I would do it again if by any chance you managed to save me once. Farewell, your son Mortimer.
In this letter, Mortimer Goswick does nothing to hide his desire to die. I could give it to his mother, but doing so would betray his trust.
What to do? Besides steal his stuff. This does not look tremendously livable.
It's locked, all right.
That's probably killing them gets you the key. Fertile is the belly of the beast. Okay. Pause if you need to read. I don't think it says much. Okay. So that's just across the building then. And Pyrwin's having some fun out there. I should go help them die. Hee hee hee. Double kill. Let's see, what do I do with the letter? I think probably just giving him the letter and then kind of hoping he decides not to end himself again. Because most suicidal ideation is just kind of temporary and it just goes away after a little while. Hand it to Mortimer. And they're in here.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
I have retrieved your letter, Mr. Goswick. I can assure you that nobody read it but me.
Thank you. This is for you, then. For your help. And for your silence.
I think you should talk to your mother. It would be good for both of you.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. I'll think about it. Now please, let me be.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir.
I think she would hear that from that distance, but that's just me.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Helen.
So I think we're pretty much done here for the moment, so now it's time to advance the main quest. Is there anything else? Probably not. It's best way south and straight. Or straight out and south and then straight. I will again complain about the lack of a minimap. I've said this a lot. I'm going to continue saying it. That glimmer, I guess, did. Opium. Wait, before I go too far, is anyone sick? No. They're all cured as best I can. Migraine. They're good. West End, just a migraine. I think I have one of those cures. Migraine, yeah, I got one of everything. So migraine. The rest of these should pop up with the second, with the moving forward with the main quest. Oh, he has a migraine. I'll have to sit on it for a while. I might get that off camera. And straight across. Let's see, can I teleport any higher areas just to skip around? Go on, walk into it. Oh, I didn't intend on killing them, but that worked fine for me. Still straight. Let's see, that's Lady Ashbury's place. I've got almost 10,000 XP. I'm hoping this gets me, advancing the main quest gets me at least 500.
It's locked, all right.
Kick it. North, I guess. I'll have to pop it open from the other side. I can't teleport there. Oh, it's not actually like a standing thing. I think I put the shield up. Gotcha. Full resources. This works quite well. Ooh, I see glimmer. Good handle part. And some people are having a bad time somewhere else. I don't actually care. Does that do a full refill? It basically does. So they stand in for the full duration. I'll get all of my resources back from casting it, so that's not too bad. Turn this way. Okay, that shield actually does quite good work. I can just walk up to the face, tank a shot. Now, some of the you can just dip around like this. Feels like the game was made with a lot more stealth component initially.
Watch yourselves! There's one of them! He's dead!
Why are you targeting the person who's not near me. Gotcha! I missed completely. Time to face tank. Let's down. Oh. You're about to have a bad time, my friend. Okay. That group of enemies was much larger than I wanted to deal with. I did not do that game. I was looking down. Okay. Down. Oh, not this way.
Did you hear me?
Did you not hear that fight? Okay, we should be getting out of the combat area soon. Depending on how long they ramble on, this might be the end of the set. Okay, it's not that door, the next one. Are the bodies still here, I wonder? Yep, still trash. You think they'd fix that?
Welcome back, Dr. Reed.
Arthur Pembleton. Time to loot. No one will know the difference. You think they'd get the bodies out of here is one of the first things they'd want to do, but that's just me. Go and get around here and loot everything, nothing. Oh, there she is.
Elizabeth, what are you doing here?
I've been formally asked to witness your triumph, my dear. After all, isn't it the natural role of a woman to support her man in victory?
But it's you who insisted I join the Ascalon.
Please forgive my giddiness. I'm just overcome by the thrill of finally being allowed within these hallowed halls.
You
I
certainly
sense
have an
sarcasm.
inquisitive mind. It's quite something. Elizabeth Ashbury, only you can make me smile in these difficult times.
And the same to you, Jonathan Reed. Now go have your little chat with the chairman. I can see he's practically bursting to hear your report.
I sense a small amount of sarcasm coming from her. Good dagger. Mine. Don't leave money around for the, RPG protagonist walking. Okay, where is he? Is that him?
Welcome back to the Ascalon Club, Lancebearer. Please tell us the good news. Have you put an end to the epidemic?
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reed. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the corruption.
I'm just a doctor.
The important thing is, we won a major battle for the survival of London. For that, we salute you.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task for you. One of the utmost importance. Perhaps even more so than the previous.
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club. I want you to recruit a new vampire.
Recruit a new vampire? Are you sending me on some sort of diplomatic mission?
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the Ekon he deserves to be.
Okay, I'm probably gonna screw him over on
As
this.
you wish, my lord.
Good. Now go.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate this momentous occasion.
Your word is my command.
Okay, don't quite have the XP for 10,000. I'm probably not going to do it if I'm given the option. I think I will be.
Are you all right, Jonathan?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius Dawson, to make him my progeny.
I see. And how do you feel about this?
I won't do it. The very thought of it makes me sick.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
That's
I do,
why I'm asking.
yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson will only lead to a disaster for London. The man is already dead inside.
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turned the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, his lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really? Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage and only capable of creating skulls.
Please
How would you
tell
know
me
that?
more about your recent investigation.
As long as you lower your voice.
What would you have me do about Dawson?
The man is dangerous. Did you know he plans to build a wall to separate the healthy rich from the sickly poor? Do not make him your progeny.
What would you do?
The man's dying already. Let the Reaper harvest the rotten fruit that is his soul.
What would happen if I made Dawson an Ekon like myself?
You would add a powerful immortal into a suffering
I would
world.
note they were already talking about how they weren't sure how
Already
vampires are
craves
created
authority.
earlier.
Maybe I could teach him control, like you taught me. Lead him down the right path.
Mr. Dawson spent his life searching for a way to cheat death. I'm sure he has spent decades dreaming of how he'd spend eternity as a tyrant.
Are you sure your information about Redgrave is correct? He says he's the progeny of the great knight William Marshall, who lived some 9 centuries ago.
That's a lie. Lord Redgrave is unable to
Jeez.
create anything but skulls, if the poor souls survive at all.
She's awful insistent about that.
How can you be sure the information was correct?
I made the acquaintance of a most interesting informer while investigating your maker, from whom I learned the truth about Lord Redgrave.
Why so vindictive? You suddenly sound like you're angry.
Forgive me, Jonathan. I hate myself for it, but I feel such pride in my discovery. I'm afraid I just can't help it.
Which is?
He did serve William Marshall. And yes, the blood he covets as a token does truly belong to that legendary knight. But he was never his progeny. His lineage is not so noble.
She seems awfully sure of that.
Goodbye for now, Elizabeth.
Goodbye, my dear. Please, be careful.
She gets awful upset with the notion that he's claiming something he doesn't have. Like she's proud of something oh, she's got something over him. Curious. Let's see, I might run a quest or two and then, actually I'm getting pretty close to time, so if I can't get like 200 XP real quick here. Where am I? Just behind the place.
It looks like vampires have to obey Mendel's laws when producing progeny. Powers pass from one generation to another. That's why Dawson wants me to sire him.
That came out of nowhere, and I don't necessarily think it's accurate. Ah, alright, give him the cure for migraine.
Good evening, old chap. Are you all right?
I won't lie to you, Johnny. I'm not a well man.
Medical checkup. F. Migraine. E.
Do you need medical assistance, Clarence?
It's a little late for visiting hours, don't you think?
What can I say? I haven't lost my old habits.
I hope we're talking about the same habits, old friend.
Go.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Well, I've discovered he's quite versed in occult knowledge. So I wrote him a letter asking him to finance my research about vampires. He never responded.
I'm not shocked for different reasons.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other. So many things have happened.
Let's see, nothing there.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. The epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
Okay, no hints for him.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Especially at night. Yeah, that's 50. I need some real quick. He's healing. Read. These are all people probably blocked off. Russell. He was a shopkeeper not terribly far from here.
Women die too in this war.
Let's see if I can't get a quick 100 XP out of you.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. A great night, what?
Do you know anything about a man called Aloysius Dawson?
He used to be a big spender. One day, he sent 3 houseboys to buy all the beluga in my shop. For his brother's birthday, if I remember correctly.
His mouth isn't moving.
Anything else? Less gastronomic, perhaps?
I really can't say. The man is filthy rich. But you know that, of course.
Model's glitched out. No mouth movements.
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents
There it
died.
goes.
I'm London's lone gourmet.
London's Lone Gourmet. What a strange title.
I used that name in my early years when I was a food critic, and I kept it.
Yeah.
Really? But you seem to be such a pleasant and sociable fellow.
I'm afraid the real hedonist has to be sometimes. I discovered ecstasy as a solitary pleasure, but it does not mean it can't ever be shared.
Weirdo. Okay, no hints.
How is the situation in this part of town?
Life is good and peaceful. We're lucky to live in such an era of progress and wonders.
Are you not concerned about the epidemic?
Oh, I'm sure the authorities would take the appropriate measure if the danger were that high.
Don't be naive.
You cannot expect the newspapers to expose the truth while the war is still raging. I can assure you that the situation here is desperate.
Well, that's news then. But I can't believe that things are that bad. Are you sure you're not exaggerating a bit? For the thrill of it?
Is it not a little too late to be trading?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
As I work graveyard now, I kind of have to agree.
So you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
Let's see if I can get a hint. Nope.
Goodbye, Mr. Russell. I'm sure you'll take care of yourself.
70. And not gonna quite make 10,000. But time to rest up and spend some skill points. Or spend some XP to get skill points and levels potentially. It's the side. here. For conveniently, all of them are all the same. That's done. 70. That doesn't have any of these, but I can fix that. Damage, stamina. Lower the stamina one here. 60. Increase stamina by 30%. So if I wanted to go switch to one-handed, I have a decent-ish weapon now. Those are pretty much the same. I think this with Giselle's dagger is slightly better. Oh, I can upgrade that easy. I can upgrade both of them, I think. Yeah, that would looks like a good pair if I wanted to go back to one-handed and I could get enough XP to get decent levels. So have ultimate. So I'm spending the 4,000. That should be fine. Oh, level 26. Okay, I can't get it yet. Autophagy. Claws, I don't use that. Shadow Mist. 26. Well, that's slightly inconvenient. I gotta spend other things. Manipulation. Okay, that's just a stun. 200 healing. 100 healing. 25 now. 26. Okay, that goes up. I think that's the actual level. I'm not having too much issue with dying right now, so I'm going to go with... Okay, that does not increase it as much as I was hoping. Opacity. Okay, there we go. That gives me 26. I'm not going to be able to do both the Shadow Mist and the Ultimate. 6,000. Ooh, just barely. Okay, I'm level 28 now. That's not too bad. I should be able to advance this to the next level. 13,000. This is still doing okay. And with like the extra levels, I should be fine. So Whitechapel's probably going to fall a bit more. Here, they're up to healthy. That's good. The docks. Yeah, that's probably as high as the docks are going to go. No change there. This is going to fall into Sirius. That wasn't too bad. Here you go. Now sick. Ooh, that's advanced. So I gotta go back and fix those two up. That will probably put me close to stable. And let's see what I have. Terribly many. I need to get some hints. And I might have to do like a lot of this off camera just to like, maybe I could bring that up to stable, but it's probably not that worth it. Awesome. Mesmerize 6. I think I do a lot of work here. I might be able to get this up to sanitize, but yeah. Well, it's been relatively productive. I've gotten 4 levels out of that, munching a few people, getting some main quests done. So I hope everyone's enjoyed this. I'm trying to get back to like a regular schedule, but work is work, and well, yeah, it is what it is. So I hope everyone's enjoyed this. So until next time, bye.